Welcome to another AriasWave market update. Okay, so yesterday, or overnight, sorry, we broke support. We broke support and bounced back. So I had a look at that probably like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I basically thought, what could this be? And I saw the answer yesterday potentially, but because we hadn't seen anything yet, I thought, well, if this happens, then there's only one thing that this could be. Now, let's just go back to this move here. We called that an E wave, right? But was that an E wave for wave 4? Or had E wave not happened yet for wave 4? Right, because this move is much sharper. And this zigzag can only be one thing now that this is broken support. It can be only a fifth wave of an ending pattern. So what I'm thinking at this point is that number one, go away. C, move over here. D, move over here. So D wave probably did end at this high. How? So the reason why I think that is potentially because once we finish B wave down here in 30th of Jan 21, we had C wave perform an ending pattern. Okay, now this pattern here is a pretty complex pattern. So how would I see this in form? So probably like 1, 2, and then obviously 3 will be the next zigzag. So it'd be like the A portion, the B portion, and then the C portion. Right? So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd have our fifth wave zigzag. And that's probably why that happened. Okay, now, so you got to compare the C wave to the A wave, right? The A wave, which happened back in March 2020. Okay, so in doing that, you'd be comparing it in length, right? Now you may think, well, A wave looks smaller than the C wave, but if you take a measurement of it, right, just a rough measurement, okay, and you start it off from the end of B, it actually touches the line. Now I know that it kind of grows, the line moves, it kind of grows when you measure it like that. But even if you don't, it's still kind of roughly the same length. It's just longer in duration and weakness. So it still kind of fits in with the idea that the D wave ended up here because of what we saw. We saw a break of that support line. So now the question is, okay, so it kind of answers why that E wave that we saw, in November was so small, right? It kind of answers that question by saying that, okay, well, the D wave hadn't ended. Now it's probably over, and now we're seeing the E wave. Okay, now to me that's a little bit funny because at the small degree it doesn't look like a 5 wave move, but I'll pull that apart for members separately. I don't know if this move is over yet, right? I don't suspect that it could be over, that it is over yet. And the reason for that is because, okay, fair enough. We did see that we did see the C wave end in the, Feb to March 2020. It ended 40% down, okay? And then this big giant D wave up, right? It expanded. Now, why would E wave be this small? Now, I always wondered this for the previous move, but now that we're seeing something a little larger, it makes a bit more sense that potentially the E wave will be a bit bigger, a bit longer than what we're seeing here. Potentially, this is only just the first leg down of the E wave. So therefore, it invalidates the idea that we're going to 46,000. Okay? Now, that particular measurement comes from early on, and it starts from the red line because we thought E wave ended here. But if E wave ends lower, then potentially we may not see much more than the last high, the last all-time high, depending how low we go. Okay, now it'll be interesting to see what happens from this point on, because we may not see another all-time high until this leg down completes. Now, at the small degree, it does look like we have a bounce. Okay, so could we potentially have seen already the end of this move? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It looks like it's bouncing pretty hard. E-wave did look kind of like it was going to be pretty, longish. I have seen very small E-waves before. But at the same time, these moves can go into overbought, like what happened in February 2020. It went overbought, only to come back up a little bit and then smash down. So I don't know. I don't suspect that it could be over, but at the same time, I have seen small E waves before. The only way to know is to break up above the top, which now becomes the magenta line. Okay, so I'll move this line over here like this. There is no support at the moment. Okay, we have to break that magenta line to confirm that this is new support. Once that happens, okay, maybe we can take another measurement. But what happens if this is not the bottom of the E wave? What happens if we do go lower, right? And we do have this extended kind of megaphone pattern, right? That's the kind of thing that we could see before we get the last bounce to top out the whole move, right? So that's the kind of thing I'm thinking at the moment, just to give direction, not a financial advisor. Obviously, just use this as a guide with smart money management. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Don't use money that you need to survive. So basically, that's it for this one. I will be posting other videos shortly, but I'm just waiting for some more price action to occur for markets such as gold and bond yields. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.